हाँ जी. So Yogesh, we can start. Huh?
Okay, so basically we will enter the username and password. Once we will enter the username password, we will come on the dashboard.
Okay.
You can see all the modules which are available on the dashboard. So we will start with organizational setup. Organizational setup is basically for the configuring some of the masters, such as the name of the organization, the branch detail of the organization, letterhead setting. We have a system setting where you can configure the room, days, and numbering formats and all that. Then you can enter the list of department designation. You can even add all the employees which you have in the hospital. Then here we can enter the details of instruments such as pathology instrument like hematology analyzer, biochemistry analyzer, CLIA analyzer, urine analyzer, as well as we can even add the detail of payroll attendance machine. We have some X-ray, MRI, CT, USG instrument. We can add the details into this here in device interface.
And barcode machine can be added here.
Barcode machine, you need not to enter the details of barcode machine nowadays. It is plug and play.
Okay. So we don't need to kind of integrate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
कुछ मशीन जो होते हैं उनको करना पड़ता है, कुछ को नहीं करना पड़ता है. तो जिसको करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी वो प्लग एंड प्ले कनेक्ट हो जाएगा. जिसको करना पड़ेगा वो मशीन को हमें यहाँ पे डालना पड़ेगा और उसका API से इंटीग्रेशन करना पड़ेगा.
Okay, so this integration is basically our responsibility, is not the customer responsibility. So they are going to give all the details which you need for the machines they are buying. So you can integrate from this module, right?
No issues. Only the thing is we need to have a premium support from the manufacturer of the devices. Because जो भी machines होते हैं उनके अंदर में एक अपना खुद का सिस्टम होता है. तो वो सिस्टम हमारे से कम्युनिकेट करता है. तो there is an algorithm which we will require from the hardware company.
Okay. Hardware company and some APIs.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we have a insurance and corporate company master. यहाँ पे हम हमारे जितने भी इंश्योरेंस कंपनी होंगे उनकी डिटेल डाल सकते हैं और हमारे जो भी उनके साथ टाई अप होते हैं, एग्रीमेंट्स होते हैं, उनके हिसाब से हम यहाँ पे कॉन्फ़िगरेशन सेटिंग कर सकते हैं. यूजर मैनेजमेंट है, यहाँ पे हम डिफरेंट टाइप्स के रोल डिफाइन कर सकते हैं और जो रोल्स हम डिफाइन करके उनके अंडर में हम यूजर्स ऐड कर सकते हैं. So that we can add the receptionist and we can even define who's supposed to delete, who's supposed to edit, who's supposed to print, who's supposed to view. ये सारी चीजें यूजर मैनेजमेंट से हो जाती है.
Okay.
So this is how the organization management is. I'm taking less time. If I will talk in detail, then we will require a huge time. So I'm just trying to describe so that you can understand the organization model.
Yeah, sure.
So we will go to hospital master. In hospital master we have admin master. यहाँ पे आप कैटेगरी सब कैटेगरी देख सकते हो, which is basically for the MIS and reporting purpose. तो कैटेगरी में आपके डिफरेंट कॉर्पोरेट कंपनीज के साथ में टाइप होता है, तो उनकी कैटेगरीज और सब कैटेगरीज हम यहाँ पे डाल सकते हैं. अगर आपको आगे जाके कुछ रिलीजन वाइज और ट्राइब वाइज डेटा निकालना है तो उसके लिए ट्राइब और रिलीजन डाल सकते हैं. Then we have a service master. You can configure the n number of bill groups such as let's say OPD charges, IPD charges, or any type of bill group. Then under the bill group you can configure the service. It's a bill group is header 1. Under header 1 we have a header 2 which is known as service master. Under header 2 we have a header 3 which is known as sub service master. यहाँ पे हम नंबर ऑफ हेल्थ पैकेजेस डिफाइन कर सकते हैं, डिफरेंट टाइप के रेट्स डाल सकते हैं और डॉक्टर्स के कॉम्प्लीमेंट और रेट टाइप डाल सकते हैं. That is what basically service master is. Then we have a room management. Here we can configure the room categories such as general ward, ICU room, semi-private room and super deluxe room. These are basically wards and categories of the room. Then maybe you may have a ward where you have a multiple rooms, so you can even define the room numbers and their name. And you can even enter the size of bed. Like you may have a 2 bed in one room. You may have a 10 bed in one ward or one room, a large hall. Right. So that we can configure from the room management. Then we have a OT management. In OT management, we can configure the n number of operation theaters such as operation theater major, operation theater minor, or you may have OT1, OT2, OT3. So we can configure while clicking over here. IVF OT, minor OT, OT major, something like that. Then we can configure the type of operations such as class 1, class 2 and class 3 as well as their types of operations like general surgery, orthopedic surgery, urology surgery. So we can configure the type of surgery and then we can as well as enter the surgeries under the type of surgery. Like for example, we have a general surgery. In general surgery, we may have a list of operations. In orthopedic surgery, we may have a list of operations.
Okay.
So we can even add the operations name entry over here. So that is basically OT management. And then you can even export some of the Excel from the system such as list of operations, list of tests, list of profile, list of packages, list of n number of services which you have added into the system and you just want to export it to the Excel. So you can export the Excel of these masters from here.
So this is kind of one time of backend setup actually by the hospital guys together with us. So they will give the information to us and we can set for them all this information and they can later it will reflect into their display. So they can choose and they can from the menu they can select and assign, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is basically a hospital master. Now we will go to EMR master, which is basically electronic medical record master. So electronic medical record is basically going to be used by doctors and nurses. So make their life easier, we have a list of dictionary. So in the dictionary, we have a chief complaint dictionary, we have a provisional diagnosis dictionary, we have a dictionary for ICD-10, we have a dictionary for disease, dose, allergies. So यहाँ पे जो डॉक्टर्स आपके हॉस्पिटल में काम करेंगे उनको बहुत ज्यादा अगर वो सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करते हैं उनको बहुत ज्यादा पेशेंट को प्रिस्क्राइब करते समय पे टाइपिंग करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़नी चाहिए। इसके लिए वो हमें लिस्ट ऑफ डिक्शनरीज देंगे और वो हम इसमें अपलोड कर देंगे सो दैट व्हेन दे आर ट्रीटिंग द पेशेंट दे नीड नॉट टू टाइप इट मैन्युअली।
Okay, fine. They can simply drop down from the drop down menu. They can simply select, or it maybe it's like a smart typing or something. Okay, fine.
Exactly. ये बहुत सारे ड्रॉप डाउन का लिस्ट हो गया या जो भी मास्टर लिस्ट होता है उसके लिए ये सारे हमने डिफाइन करके रखे हुए।
Okay.
So that is basically electronic medical master module. फिर हम हॉस्पिटल वर्कफ्लो के लिए अभी शुरुआत करते हैं। So hospital workflow is basically a main module of the software which has got near about 13-14 sub modules. तो अभी मैं आपको पेशेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन और पेशेंट का फ्लो दिखाता हूँ। Let's say one of the patient has came to the hospital. So in that scenario I have to click on registration. जैसे मैं registration पे क्लिक करता हूँ, we can able to see the previous patient as well as we can register a new patient. So let's say I will try to register a new patient and the name of the patient will be Ramesh Patil. Say first name and last name. You can see a red star, that is the mandatory field only. Remaining fields you can keep it blank. Their middle name, keep it blank.
Hello.
And
Okay.
I will enter the address. Then you can select the country, state, city, location. If you want to generate some MIS report in future, how many patients came by this location, how many patients came by that location. So we need to select that. If you don't require, we will remove it. Okay?
Okay.
Then we have some other information such as religion, telephone number, email address, name of kin, relation, kin contact, location, blood group. If it is a medical legal case, then who brought the patient, what is the medical legal case number and something like that. If you want to capture some ID card of the patient, you can even do that. There is a web camera integration here. If you want to capture the patient photo, you can simply capture the patient photo over here and then click on save.
Okay. So it's again a plug and play. If web camera is attached, it's automatically it will connect.
If web camera is connected, then it will start automatically.
Okay.
So I will click on save. Once you click on save, so system has got SMS integration protocol.
Okay.
तो यहाँ से patient को एक SMS चला जाएगा and the SMS will go that dear patient, welcome to Electro Services India Private Limited. Your MRN number is 123. You can access the software using below link and credential. ऐसा एक वेलकम मैसेज पेशेंट को चला जाएगा.
What is this membership card, biometric identification, lab registration, all this thing down there?
You can generate the membership card for the patient for the system, so that if patient is coming back in future, he will bring this membership card while coming back to the hospital once again. तो ये membership card जो रहेगा, इस पे यहाँ पे 5360 दिख रहा है. If you have a plastic card printer, the barcode number will be generated over here. If you have a web camera, then this type of photo will come over here.
Okay.
Here the hospital name and logo will be populating.
Okay.
So this is basically a kind of plastic card which will be given to the patient. तो ये लेके patient बाद में फिर से फ्यूचर में आएगा, तो फिर आपको पेशेंट को रजिस्टर करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी और बहुत ज्यादा सर्च करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. यहाँ पे बारकोड होगा, आप वो बारकोड स्कैन कर लोगे तो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन अपने आप आ जाएगी.
Okay.
Then we will click on OPD. Let's say this patient has came for OPD consultation. तो जब पेशेंट आता है तो हम बेसिकली पेशेंट को किस डॉक्टर से मिलने के लिए आया है, उस डॉक्टर का नाम हम यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट करते हैं and who has referred this patient. So let's say one of the doctor has referred, so I have a tie with that doctor. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो जो कंसल्टेंट डॉक्टर है पेशेंट को ट्रीट करने जा रहा है, उसका नाम यहाँ पे आ गया, उसका डिपार्टमेंट आ गया और यहाँ पे अमाउंट आ गया. उसी तरह जिस पेशेंट ने डॉक्टर ने पेशेंट को रेफर किया है, उस रेफरेंस डॉक्टर का नाम यहाँ पे आ गया. जैसे मैं सेव एंड बिल के बटन पे क्लिक करता हूँ, दोनों को एक एसएमएस चला जाता है, कंसल्टेंट डॉक्टर को भी चला जाता है, रेफरेंस डॉक्टर को भी.
Okay, both will receive the SMS.
Both will be notified by SMS. और यहाँ से मैं पेशेंट का पैसा लेता हूँ. How patient is paying. So let's say patient is paying by card, cash, और यहाँ पे बहुत सारे पेमेंट गेटवे भी ऐड हो सकते हैं अगर आपको चाहिए तो. क्लिक ऑन अपडेट.
योगेश इज ऑल गुड इन्फॉर्मेशन. आप इंग्लिश में आप रखो थोड़ा कम्युनिकेशन थोड़ा ना.
हाँ जी.
Try to speak in English actually. I can refer these videos to some people actually.
हाँ. So basically we have collected the money from the patient and then we have generated the report for the patient. Now this is one of the A4 size, half paper size report which you can give it to the patient. In some of the countries some POS printer is being used. So if you want to use a POS printer, that report is also designed. So you will not require A4 size paper in that scenario.
Okay.
So let's say patient has been already registered into the system. We have already collected the money from the patient. Now we will generate a case paper for the patient and we will ask patient to visit the doctor. So I will simply click on case paper here. Once we generate this case paper, then we will give this case paper to the patient. Then patient can able to go to the doctor's cabin.
Okay. Fine.
Now system has capability of three kind of case paper. One is printed case paper by the system and doctor will write it on the paper, and this case paper will be integrated with our software using the tablet, which is basically known as walk-on tablet. I'll just try to show the walk-on so that you can understand the walk-on tablet. There are electronic tablets in the market. Whatever you will be writing on the paper will be scanned into the walk-on tablet and it will be auto captured into the system. So these are some of the tablets we have integrated with our software. Whatever you will be writing using this pen on the case paper will be auto captured into the system.
Okay, so some people, if they have habit to write on the paper, then they can give the prescription on this tablet also.
Exactly. It's very simple as that. Some of the hospitals, they have a huge number of patients. So it is very difficult for doctor to use the computer at that time. So what doctor preference is, he is very useful by writing pen. So now what he is doing, he is writing everything on the allergy, chief complaint, examination, provisional diagnosis, treatment plan of care, investigation, follow-up, and any other remark. So now this paper will be given to the patient. But whatever has been written on the paper should also capture as medical record. So we are using this tablet, and whatever you are writing on this paper will be auto captured into the system.
And this will be stored in the DMS.
Exactly. That is one way of integration. Second way of integration, doctor will write on this case paper using a normal pen without using any tablet, and we have a space where you will scan this document and you will upload it.
Okay.
That is second way. Third way is doctor can use our software while using the consultant module and queue management. So let's say I have selected a patient from the queue. Patient name is Ramesh Patil, and I can see, okay, the patient name is Ramesh Patil, and if I want to see a history, I can simply click on patient history. If there is any history, it will be reflected here. If there is no history, I'll simply write here. Then I have a list of chief complaint in the dictionary. So I can simply select the list of chief complaint from the dictionary. Clinical symptom का मेरा dictionary है, so I can simply select the dictionary also. Problem list का मेरा dictionary, I can simply select the dictionary. Allergies का मेरा dictionary है, तो मैं यहाँ से लिख सकता हूँ. If say something is missing in the dictionary and I want to write it, allergy of cold water, let's say. It is not available in my dictionary, so I can simply even write it, being a doctor. So there are many fields. This is a dynamic form. If you want to collect all these fields, you can collect it. Being a end user, you will tell us which field you want to keep on this form, which fields you want to remove it. This is the standard WHO format which we have implemented over here. Some of the hospitals they say keep all the options. Some of hospitals they say only give us chief complaint, clinical symptoms, remove all other fields. So हम वो निकाल के देंगे और डाल के देंगे.
Okay, that we can easily customize for the customer. Okay, fine.
Exactly. Now I will go to prescription panel. As I said, this system is integrated with pharmacy. So being a doctor, if I want to prescribe anything to the patient, I can simply search what items are available in my pharmacy. So let's say I want to prescribe Xyloric 100 tablet to the patient, 15 quantity. And let's say those would be thrice in a day, सुबह एक, दोपहर को एक, शाम को एक. And I can even define number of instructions here in any language. We have Marathi, Hindi, English, some Arabic and French also. So we can add these items like this. Let's say I want to give any syrup, so I will say Coforest is one of the syrup. Take one syrup and let's say morning and evening with honey. I click on that. And let's say I want to give an injection, so I'll go for Ambistream, one quantity. I'll go for at night. I'll say nothing. It is just an injection. I'll click on that. So I want to prescribe 3 medicines. I have already selected. Now I am not yet diagnosed the exact root cause of the severity. So I may go for some investigation. मुझे पता नहीं है कि पेशेंट को exactly fever आया है, but whether it is because of malaria or not.
Diagnostic
so I
test.
can do the investigations from here. So I am prescribing some investigations to pathology as well as I want to go for X-ray chest का pain है patient को, so I am also selecting X-ray chest.
Okay.
Now on one page I am doing all the things. Being a doctor, I have collected some of the problems, chief complaint, allergies and all that. Later on I went down. I want to prescribe some medicines, so I have added some medicines which are available in my pharmacy. I also want to indent pathology and radiology, so I have even selected some of the tests. Now I will simply click on save. Being a doctor, I have completed my task as a consultant.
So this is saved into your database.
Exactly. Once you click on save, respective request will go to their department, such as we have selected 2 investigations for pathology. So this request has been placed for pathology. We have selected X-ray chest. So this request will go to radiology, X-ray. We have selected some of the medication. This request will go to pharmacy.
Okay.
Now, being a doctor, if I want to give a prescription to the patient, so I can simply generate a prescription for the patient. I'll take a printout of it and I'll give it to the patient.
Okay, fine.
Not necessary if your system is integrated with mobile application, we will be able to see the prescription in the mobile application.
Okay. Another thing, like how secure is the data? Like you have a backup server or something. Suppose anything goes wrong with the main server, if it is crashed or something. So how to retrieve the data?
We are using RTVMS and we are using the respective store backup system. And we have it depends on the server and data center management which you will be providing or we will be providing. So in a big hospital we have a 2 server integration at the same time. If one goes down, second will take up automatically. It depends on the cloud hosting which you will take.
Okay.
Now we will go to pathology and some other department where the doctor has sent a request. So let's say patient will come to reception counter before he went to the pathology and radiology. So what happens in some of the hospitals, they don't accept the indent request unless they collect the money from the patient. Scenario is very important over here. Let's say patient has came to the reception counter at first time. For one of the doctor, we have collected 700 rupees from that patient as a consultation. Now patient went to the doctor. Doctor has requested some of the indent, such as CBC, LFT and X-ray. So this indent will be taken care by the pathology only after patient pays the money.
Okay.
So I am generating the receipt for the patient again and I am giving to the patient. Once I generate the receipt and once I collect the money from the patient, then request will be placed to pathology and radiology. So let's go to pathology from
Just give me 30-second break. 1 second.